Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's conjoined admin and user webinar for October. So my name is Steve Benassi, and I'm going to be walking you all through today. So first and foremost, thank you all for joining. Today's going to be relatively on the shorter side, I would say. But what I'm really going to be doing today is I'm going to be going through all of our free to use training tools that we have to offer, as well as kind of giving you a little bit of a rundown about uh, kind of the other various little kind of nuggets that we have. So as we've said in the past, this webinar is going to be recorded, so it'll be posted on our site as well as our YouTube page, which is something that I'm going to show you guys as well today. Okay, awesome. So as I mentioned, today is going to be focusing on our educational tools that we have to offer. So on our main site, it's WeSuite.com. We have our education dropdown. And here's where we're really going to be spending most of our time today. We have our training webinars, which you're all here. You all know about that, but we'll talk about those. We have our WeSuite Academy, which is our free-to-use modular-based learning application. We have our knowledge base and support, and we also have some other kind of little nuggets here and there as well. The frequently asked questions, this also gives you kind of a rundown about like what modules we have to offer, a little more information about that as well. So we'll start with our webinars. So again, you're all here, you're all know about this, but all of our webinars are posted online. So all of our webinars are posted, anything that is coming up, as well as posted for the last year. So one of the things of feedback that we have gotten in the past was, we have kind of posted all of our webinars on our website, but we only keep 12 months active. So, it's not necessarily a calendar year, but it's, 12 months to the current month. So right now you'll see that we keep anything from last October to current October. So what we did with that was that feedback was we implemented a YouTube page. So all of these links now are going to be directly embedded into our YouTube page. If you click on the playlist option here, you'll see a breakdown of every single webinar that we have posted. Now we've loaded in the last year of webinars here, so we still kept that same kind of functionality here. So if you want to keep focus on the last 12 months of calendar years of webinars, they will all be listed out, and you can click on any of these guys and be directed to them. It'll change the webinar here to that current recording. So it's a nice little way to kind of easily keep track of those webinars. If you click on any of these links here, this will direct you to our YouTube page to have a direct link. So again, in the past, we've used like a Dropbox link to kind of embed them. Sharing it outside of network caused some issues. It was, maybe since the link was, not necessarily a clean YouTube link, it could cause some security flags to pop up here and there. So we opted to go with the YouTube page. So that also, once we post these, they're just here. So you can always search our YouTube page for past webinars, past links, kind of breakdowns, things along those lines. Our YouTube site is fully up and running. In the past, we've used it for some promotional pieces and things like that, but now we have listed out all of our webinars. So any webinar that we've posted will be listed out here moving forward. So there will be no longer any sort of need for contacting us to say, hey, have you talked about a webinar in the past about X topic? In the past, since we only kept 12 months active on our website, we had kept kind of a backlog or an archive in our kind of database. But now these are all front facing here on YouTube. Going back to here, same concept applies moving forward. If you want to register for any upcoming webinars, you can just go ahead and click on the register now button. As I've always said in the past, if you are kind of distributing out the webinars to other people and being on the touch calls with you guys, I know a lot of you do this. You just send this form over to the user and say, hey, sign up for this webinar. You'll get a YouTube link now sent to you just for attending. And what's good about this is if you can't make it, but it's a topic that you want to learn more about, like next time around is commissions, which I know is a very popular topic. A lot of people want to learn more about commissions and kind of designing them. All you'd have to do is enter your first name, last name, email address, and click on the register button. Even if you can't make it, you're automatically flagged as an attendee, and you'll get that link sent to you, which is great. Okay, so that's webinars. We have posted out, we've started building out the schedule for 2025. So these are just some basic ones we've had so far. We have a list of up to June so far of anything that's posted out. We are kind of keeping this a little ambiguous because we do have some really cool stuff that we're working on here at WeSuite, and we want to make sure that we have it ready to go to at least show you guys first before we post it. But what I would always say to do is take a look at this list. If there's anything on here that you feel like we're missing, or if there's anything that, from talking with your organization, your sales users, questions that come up or items that come up that you feel like a good webinar might solve, take a look at it and let us know. Let me know, send me a list or send me some suggestions. More than happy to take that into consideration. In fact, a lot of these that we go through every year are built on suggestions. One of the things that we had done in the past before I kind of started taking over the webinars fully was we just had, kind of like a canned 12, webinars that we would have. And they were very, kind of detail oriented, but also kind of showing, very much WeSuite 101, WeSuite 102. And but that's good for a lot of the newer users. What I wanted to do with this is take customer feedback, implement webinars that you may need help on, specialize on modules, specialize on certain topics in the application. So highly recommend if you have anything or if you want to poll you want to ask the audience, so to speak, have them let me know. I'll write it down, shoot me an email. And if it makes sense and it's a good idea and we can make kind of a full session out of it, then we'll roll it into next year's catalog here. Okay, so that's the webinars. The next thing here is our academy. So one of the things that comes up from time to time is, people want to know if we have, any sort of kind of master guide, master article, master handbook, so to speak. And what we decided to do with that is we created this WeSuite Academy. We decided that modules and little videos are kind of that sweet spot rather than, a gigantic, 100-page manual. Just by talking with clients and just kind of a lot of research we've done, people typically respond better with videos from 3 to like 9 minutes long. So the WeSuite Academy is it is a list of free training videos that we have for all of our applications. They're broken out between user courses and system administrator courses. The admin courses are a little more, I would say, higher end, designed mainly for people that may be taking over the system. Those would be more for like behind the scenes stuff, setting up the system, things like that. Whereas your user courses are your everyday users, very much a 101 level, walking you through the basics and how to do things. These are all always evolving. They're always changing. They're not static. What we do is when new features come out, new items come out, new modules come out, we will go back, re-record, update that module, update that section, so it's modernized. We recently did a nice kind of quick pass-through on those. So a lot of what you're seeing right now is up-to-date information, and we're working on expanding it to have more and more modules, more and more applications. And these little snippets down here, these are just basic, these are just kind of examples of what the video looks like. Again, I would say the 9 minutes is kind of the longest that we have available, but the most of them are anywhere from like 3 minutes to 2 minutes, somewhere around there. If you click on the enroll button, you'll be brought to the WeSuite Academy page. You'll have to just make an account. We host through an application called Teachable, if you're familiar with that. Teachable is typically where a lot of courses, online courses, are hosted through. I already had an account signed up, but you're able to sign in and sign up for the opportunity and the estimate. If you click on any of these, it'll direct you to all of the lessons that we had listed out here. And this is a really nice starting point for all of your new users, new hires, whatever they may be. You'll be trying to onboard them, and a lot of the times what people will do is have them start off here. Say, go through the academy, complete the academy. And what this does is it's an easy way just to monitor it. It'll tell you a check mark for every module that was completed. And you'll have a little quiz at the end of each section to move forward. And again, all these videos are relatively short, relatively quick. I lied. There's a 13-minute video, uh, but there is a nice little course curriculum there for all the applications, and we are working on a couple of different things here. Yeah, that's all your instructors. So this one's hosted by Sam, and we have We Opportunity as well. That are hosted by Samantha and Tracy as well. Tracy with long hair. I haven't seen that in a while. And then we have Code Anywhere Site Survey as well. So all these are completely free. We are working on a way to implement a certificate upon completion. I know that's something that a lot of people have asked. It's something that we are actually working with Teachable in order to create one. But we have some kind of the basic framework in place. So I know that's something that's coming down the pipeline, and I know that's been an ask for a lot of you. That's the Academy. And then lastly, what I wanted to talk about today, and like I said, I promised it was going to be a short one, is our educational tools. So we have knowledge base and support. So knowledge base and support, this is support.wesuite.com. If you're here, you've probably have done this a bunch in the past. This is our knowledge base. This is, again, this is never a finished product. This is never a finalized section. The knowledge base is where we go to create all of our support articles. This is something that in the last, I would say, probably over the summer to, maybe I probably spent about 4 or 5 months on this. I went through all of our articles. I cleaned up the interface. I revamped every single article. There was some articles that had like some broken links, some broken pictures, some language was outdated, things along those lines. I went in, I created about 300 articles there, went through every single one of them. So there should be no more broken links, broken pictures, more weird formatting things. And they're also ever evolving. I now have the ability to embed videos. So there's some videos that are just embedded into the guides and things like that. But if you're not familiar with this, again, it's support.wesuite.com. This top bar right here you can ignore. This is just because I'm an admin on the site. But beyond that, when you sign in, your interface is going to look like this. You will not have this internal button here. This is just internal for WeSuite users. You'll have broken out by tile. This will give you a breakdown of every single thing that we have. All of our applications are listed out here. We have the opportunity, Code Anywhere Insight Survey, we estimate, our integrations, and then lastly, our release notes and technical information. So what I wanted to do with this is break these out so you have, at a baseline, your applications. So you can either search for anything here, like how to, and it's a Google search, right? So this will come up to say, how to copy a folder. You click on any of those, this will give you the ability on how to copy a folder, and it'll give you a clean breakthrough, quick rundown of how to do that. Also new with that, I was able to add some GIFs in here as well. So there's some embedded videos, some embedded links, embedded GIFs here to try to make it a little bit easier for you to have kind of a quick snapshot and look at this. Also, something that I would always say, just for me personally, if an article is helpful, or if it's not, I'm fine to criticism as well. Give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. One of the things I like to track here, and one of the things I want to get better at, is tracking our site's metrics. So if you're using an article and you like the article, give it a thumbs up. And if you don't, and there's some kind of issue with it, if you want to give it a thumbs down, that's fine. Or if you want to say, hey Steve, I was reading this article, I was stuck on X paragraph or X point. Can you, give me some more information or clean it up? That'd be great as well. Always up to any kind of criticism that you may have or suggestions you may have. Going back here, if we click on any of these tiles, this will give you a full rundown of all of the items that are in there. So if we click on the estimate, I broke this down by section. So I tried to make it so that I was kind of tied to the header. So you have system configuration, program options, the estimate itself, some documents, some reporting, my settings modules. WeEstimate is the beefiest. I want to say there's about 85, close to 100 articles here on just WeEstimate alone. And also I wanted to point out our integrations. What I did here was I had broken this up so that we have all of our integrations moving forward will be listed out here. Setting up eSign, whether it's DocuSign or the original. So in the office guides that we may have, Been working with Sedona on these as well to keep these up to date, and then ADI as well. So these are more integrations on how to set them up, how they work, and things like that. As time goes along, I'll be adding more to this, and as integrations get added or change, I'll be revising these as well. The last thing I wanted to point out in this section here is release notes and technical information. Release notes. So what I had done with this is I cleaned this up a little bit. So release notes carry over every single major release that we have to offer. So when a major release is kind of made available, and 6.11 is going to be made available hopefully in the next couple of weeks here. I want to say that development told us by the end of the month. You can click on any of these releases, and this will give you a breakdown of what's contained within the release. So Rich, I'm sure a lot of you know and have worked with, he spends a lot of time kind of going through these release notes and telling you what changed, what the issue was originally. And these are broken out by application. So you'll see that we have like re-opportunity, what was enhanced. So like these are the new things that came out for re-opportunity. These are the bug fixes, so if there was any issues in the previous release. And they're broken out by application, so WeSuite Go, you'll see here we have re-estimate, quote anywhere, things like that. The numbers here that are listed out, these are tied to like an internal bug or ticket number. So if you have any issue that you were working on, maybe you reported in the past, and it was support or myself may come back to you and said, yep, development's working on this, they've given you a number, this is the number that's associated to it. So one of the things you can always do, and I always advise people to say is, if a new version is available and you want to see if a particular issue is resolved, but maybe you don't see it on the release notes or you're not sure where to find it, if you have a ticket number for reference, let us know. You can send it over to us and we can verify that information for you. Okay. And then lastly with this, one of the last things that I wanted to show is how to set up your own user. So if you're going into support.wesuite.com, you're going to probably see actually two things really quick. You're probably going to see a login or a register. So here, let me go ahead and just not share my screen really quick. Stop sharing. Let me try doing this. So you're most likely going to be seeing something like this. Let me share this back. Oops, not that one. Sorry, too many tabs. This one, perfect. So you're most likely seeing something like this. So if you're signing in, your screen's going to look like submit a request, WeSuite.com, sign in. So what I, and me being in support for 5 years also wants to stress this, as best as I can. This sign in button, if you click on this will ask you to sign in. If you have a user, great. If you don't, which I'm assuming 99% of you won't, that's okay. You click on sign up. You have a full name and an email address to enter in here, and you click on sign up. And what this does is this makes an account for you on our portal. So I have something already designed here, so I'll go ahead and just sign in. And once I sign in and you make your account, if you click on your picture here or your initials, you can click on something called My Activities. My Activities track all of your information, all of your tickets. If you had any tickets that were created in the past, anything that you're CC'd on will all be listed out here. So I created a bunch of issues. You can see here there's a lot of them are tests, mainly just to kind of walk through the process. But you can see, if I click on, any of these guys, it'll give me the ticket number here, when it was created, any last activity, and when it was sold. And if I click on that, it will direct me to the ticket itself. I'll see any sort of information on the ticket, and it'll tell me who the support person assignee was, as well as any sort of relevant information and the last response. Now, what's good about that is it's a nice little way to track your all of your tickets, all the information that you've submitted, and it allows you to quite easily just view everything at a glance. So emails get lost. I know some of you manage a whole team, and it's tough just to track everything. By signing in and making an account, you have everything built as your portal, and you'll be able to easily track that. Beyond that, the submit a request button is the easiest way, in my opinion, and but the best way to submit a ticket. You just click on submit a request. Michelle and I back in the day had built this form out and ask for very, very simple things like your email address, the subject, description of the ticket, and then some baseline questions. Does it impact all users? Are all jobs affected? What's the product? Which product are you using? The version number. If you have your version number that you're using on live, great. Any sort of attachments like screenshots, files, things like that, you can list out here. And then once that's done, you click on submit, and that ticket will be created. And if you go into your portal, it'll be listed out there as well. Lastly, one of the new things that we have implemented is this chat button. So new to the last maybe about month or so is WeSuite Live Chat. So we have this new live chat where if you enter in your name, your email address, phone number, or message, hello, job, it won't open. If we click on start chat, you'll submit the ticket. You can trigger, it'll tell you the chat started, what position you are in queue, and it will create a ticket on your behalf automatically. So right now, I just got a ding that says, I'd created a ticket, it's been assigned, and a conversation has been created. So if you leave this window open, what this will do is this will keep that live chat going, and you're able to keep this onto the side. So if you don't want to call in, or if you just want to have kind of like that real-time chatting with somebody, you'll have that implemented right now. You can pop this out if you want to, attach a file, and the chat. If you want to have maybe like a sound on or sound off, you can easily do that as well. So it's nice. I know there's a lot of support sites out there that have something very similar. I'm somebody that uses live chat all the time with pretty much everything. And we felt that it was something that's good to implement moving forward here, just for the people that want to use it. Now, some requirement, if you want to use if you want to set a ticket like we just did with the emails, that's fine too. Or if you want to call for urgent things, that's fine as well. But if you want to have that live support, where you're working with somebody and it'll tell you your queue position, you very easily can right here. And I'll just end this chat before I make Michelle or Pete very mad at me for making a fake ticket. But yeah, so that's really a list and full rundown of all of our free support tools and educational tools that we have to offer. Any questions on anything that we had covered today? I know a lot of that was purely really kind of informational, but any questions, anything that I covered? Okay, well, awesome. Well, again, as I said, today was going to be a little bit on the shorter side, so we'll give you guys back 30 minutes of your afternoon today. Thank you again so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Really quick, just to give you a rundown of the webinars to come. We're going back to our two times a month webinar schedule moving forward. In November 12th, we have our admin webinar, which is going to be talking about our commission module. And then on November 19th, we're going to be for our sales module, or our sales users, we're going to be talking about WeSuite best practices, tips, and tricks, as well as some new things that are coming up down the pipeline. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really do appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Take care.